We have always talked about the faith and obedience of Abraham, but too often we neglect the silent submission of Isaac. This is not just the story of a father who trusted God. It is the story of a son who willingly laid down his life. Sometime later, God tested Abraham. In the quiet stillness of the night, a voice called out from heaven, "Abraham," and without hesitation, Abraham replied, "Here I am." Then God spoke words that would shake the heart of any father. "Take your son, your only son, Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. There, offer him as a burnt offering. On one of the mountains I will show you." There was no explanation, no comfort, only a command and a test of faith beyond understanding. Early the next morning, Abraham rose. He saddled his donkey. He cut the wood for the offering, and he woke his son, Isaac. 2 servants followed as they began the long journey. Each step forward was heavy. Each breath carried a silent burden. On the 3rd day, Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the mountain in the distance, the place God had chosen. Turning to his servants, he said, "Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go and worship, and then we will return." Faith spoke, even when the heart trembled. Abraham placed the wood on Isaac's shoulders. In his own hands, he carried the fire and the knife, and the 2 of them walked on together. Isaac had walked this path before. He had seen sacrifices offered many times. There was always a lamb. There was always an offering. But this time, something was different. There was wood. There was fire. There was a knife, but no lamb. As the question weighed heavily on his heart, Isaac finally spoke, "Father, yes, my son. Here is the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham paused, and with a voice steady in faith but trembling in pain, he replied, "My son, the Lord will provide." Isaac did not yet know that he was the sacrifice. When they reached the place God had shown him, Abraham built an altar. He carefully arranged the wood. Then, with hands shaking and eyes filled with tears, he bound his son. Isaac did not resist. Though young, though strong, though capable of running away, he chose submission. He trusted his father. And even more, he trusted God. Abraham laid Isaac on the altar, on top of the wood. Then Abraham raised the knife. Time stood still. The wind held its breath. Heaven watched, and suddenly, a voice thundered from above. "Abraham, Abraham." "Yes, here I am." "Do not lay a hand on the boy," the angel said. "Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you did not withhold your son, your only son, from me." Abraham lifted his eyes, and there, caught by its horns in a thicket, was a ram. Tears streamed down his face. He took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering in place of his son, and Abraham named that place, "The Lord will provide." This was not just a story of obedience. It was a revelation, a father willing to give his son, and a son willing to be given. And centuries later, on another hill, God would not stop the sacrifice. He would give his own son, so that we might live. Faith obeys, submission trusts, and God always provides.